Hi everyone, so today I'm going to teach you how to crochet a washcloth. It's very easy, it's very simple, it's almost foolproof. So what you're going to need is some size 4 yarn. You can use cotton or acrylic, it does not matter. You're going to need a size 4 crochet hook. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Size 4 crochet hook and a pair of scissors. That's all you're going to need, and your fingers. So to begin, what you want to do is create a slip knot. It's very easy. So you're going to lay the yarn over your fingers like so. Turn your fingers around and then wrap it one more time. So the back of your fingers will look like an X, the front of your fingers will look like 2 parallel lines. You're going to take your crochet hook and slide it underneath that first line. Hook your yarn, that second line, and twist up. That's it. So once you do that, you can pull your hook and you're going to have your slip knot. It's very, very easy. So now everyone holds their yarn a little bit differently. I always wrap mine around my finger, but it's completely your choice, however is comfortable for you. So to start, we're going to chain 17. So a chain is very easy. You just wrap your yarn around your hook and pull through your loop. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then I'm just adjusting my grip as I go. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So anytime I'm going to pull my hook out to count, I'm just going to pull it like that just so I don't lose where I'm at. So you see these little V's, these are your stitches. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So once you complete that, you're going to slide your hook back in, and once you pull this yarn tail, which is what's connected to your skein, it's going to tighten right back up. So now we're going to do single crochets all the way across. Single crochets are the easiest crochet stitch you can do. They're what just about everyone learns for beginners. So you see this first stitch right here, we're actually going to skip that. We're not going to crochet into that. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us the height we need later on. So for a single crochet, we're going to go into the second V right here. So not this first one, the second one. And you're going to slide your hook into that top loop. So once you do that, you're going to wrap your yarn around your hook one time and pull it through, and that's going to give you 2 loops on your hook. You're going to wrap it one more time and pull it through, and that's your first single crochet. And we're going to do that all the way down, so we should have 16 altogether. So there's 1, 2, put your hook in, hook your yarn around. You'll have 2 loops, wrap your yarn, pull through, that'll give you 3, and we're just going to do that all the way down. So 4, 5, and if you get stuck or your yarn is too tight, just relax, take a breath, loosen it up a little bit, it's no big deal. 6, 7, 8, and it's okay if it curls, no big deal. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and as we get to the end, pull my yarn up a little bit, we have 15, and this last one right here is going to be 16. So that's our 16 single crochets. very nice and neat. If yours are not, it's completely all right. The great thing about this particular project is if you're going to use it as a dishcloth or as a washcloth, it doesn't have to be uniform, it doesn't have to be straight, it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it stays together, it really doesn't matter. You can play around with your tension, you can play around with hook sizes. If you wanted more spaces in between these stitches, you could actually use a larger hook and it wouldn't be quite so tight a stitch. You would have more spaces in between and it'd be more flowy. But I'm making a dishcloth, so I want something that's going to give me some good scrubbing power, and I don't want there to be a lot of holes for things to get caught in. So once you have your 16, we're going to chain one. So remember how when we did this first chain, we did 17, and I told you we were going to skip that first stitch because we wanted space for height? We're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put our yarn back on our hook, wrap it around, we're going to chain one, just like we did that first initial chain. Then you're going to actually turn your work. So you're going to turn it just like this, and you're going to go back and do your 16 again. So you're going to do 1, 2, and we're going to do single crochets all the way across. And then I will be back shortly. And 16. Okay, so we have our 16. The great thing about this is if your tension isn't consistent all the way across because you're just learning, or your stitches don't end up completely straight, because this is a washcloth or a dishcloth, it's really not going to matter. You're just using these for practice, but I don't see the point in practicing and then not having something useful come out of it, and then you just have to pull all your yarn out and completely redo it. So I like using these for dishcloths. They're super easy to learn on. You can also use them for dish towels. You can, instead of doing 16 or 17 across, you can actually chain as many as you want and then go as high as you want, and you can make whatever size towels you're looking for. So we've got our 16 single crochets, and if you remember when we did this first chain, we did an extra one and we didn't crochet into it. That's for our height. We're going to do the same thing over here. So we're going to chain one just like we did on that base chain, just like that, and then we're actually going to turn our work. So now we're crocheting this way. So we're always going to be crocheting from right to left. It's just a matter of which way you're holding your yarn. So we're going to single crochet here. So you're going to go over, pull your yarn up, and then over and pull your yarn through. 1, 2, you're going to do that all the way across. Okay, so as you can see, my hook did slide out a couple times there. That's just because of the way I was holding my hook. If that happens, just slide your hook back in. It's really no big deal. These are just about as foolproof as you can get. Now, one thing I did want to point out is, so I've done my 16 and I chained. We're going to turn our work. If you mess up or you don't remember which stitch you're on and you want to start your row over, that's fine, and it's super easy to do. So I'm going to do a single crochet here. And let's say I accidentally made that way too big, and that's not a single crochet. All you have to do is take your hook out and slowly pull this yarn out just like this until you get back to where you want it. So there's my single crochet. And see how I just pulled that one out? So I'm going to do now, just go back in, do my single crochet, my last one, do my chain, and then rotate. I'm going to do this all the way around, and I will be back shortly. I'm going to do this until I have a good size washcloth, and then I will be right back. Alrighty guys, so I have my sample little piece done. I'm not crocheting a full washcloth tonight, but I have a little swatch for you. So this is a total of 16 single crochets across, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows done. It didn't take me very long, probably about 5 or 10 minutes or so, but I've also been crocheting for a little while. So in order to tie off and finish your washcloth without it completely unraveling on you, what you're going to do is you're going to leave a fairly generous yarn tail, and you're going to just cut your yarn just like that. And then you're going to just pull your hook straight up while you're holding that last loop. Just like that. Set your hook to the side and give this a nice little tug. That's going to do is that's kind of start to anchor that in. You could use a tapestry needle for this. I find it's just as easy to use my crochet hook. We're going to go back in to the next stitch over and just hook that yarn. Sometimes it cooperates better than others. There we go. And just give this a little pull. And then I like to take my hook. Everyone fastens off a little bit differently. You just want to make sure you have a knot. So I just pull through like this. Give this a tug. And there you go. So now what you can do is you can actually go through your loops if you wanted to and pull this through a few times. Ideally, if you had a tapestry needle, what you could actually do is go through several different stitches and just kind of weave it through. It's called weaving in your ends. I moved recently and can't find my tapestry needles, so I am not able to do that. But I'm just going to make one more knot just for my peace of mind and sanity. Just like that. Give that a tug. And now I'm confident that that's not going to unravel. Is it the prettiest tie off? No, but it's secure. And it'll get you, you know, to where this isn't going to come undone anytime soon. So that is it for this tutorial. It's my first one, so I'm hoping that it wasn't too terrible. Let me know what you think, if you have any questions, if there's anything else you'd like to see, and then you'll just come through and snip off this last yarn tail and this first one, and you're done. There you go.